So this past game had really opened our eyes to a reoccurring problem that Cowboy Nation has been crying for a change for about a year and a half now, and that is the safety position group. Both Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson have had questionable play these past season. For starters, let me say this. We have had changes in scheme and defensive coordinators that prioritize them and defensive coordinators that didn't prioritize them. Defensive coordinators that gave them pretty complicated responsibilities, and then defensive coordinators that gave them pretty much instinctual responsibilities. All in all, we understand that both Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson have two polar opposite in terms of weaknesses and strengths. Malik Hooker, who's our typical free safety, who's better at being a zone hawk and being the deep and final man in zone, and his weaknesses typically does not favor within run support. Whether in Donovan Wilson, his strengths are in run support, but his weaknesses are within the deep zone. Defenses have came in and tried to make these guys something that they are, but over time, as we've been seeing, as time has caught up to them, their strengths have become weaknesses as well. Donovan Wilson is no longer that hitman, no longer that athletic freak that we once compared and said he was a little version of Michael Parsons. And then Malik Hooker, when was the last time he has made a play as a zone hog and taken away a interception over the top? These questions come about. So for starters, I need to give you a baseline to make sure you understand where I'm coming from and understanding that this is not a reactive type of move. We've seen this before. Whenever they're in coverage, like this infamous play I'm going to show you from the Saints game early in last year in the 2024 season, these guys seem to not always be in the same page, especially when they're the deep half of the responsibilities. We see these guys, they're in a split safety look, okay? Cover two, and we're seeing that there's some type of cover two man. We know Zimmer plays at some aggressive form. How we know that? Well, obviously he's looking here. Eyes are on the quarterback, but this is indicating that Trayvon Diggs is in some type of man. Okay, but whatever he's doing, whatever all these guys are doing, they're trying to push it to the deep half. These guys got a deep half, which means they are the last line of defense. Middle of the field is open. I understand it, but typically, what attacks a too high look, you must run something that occupies a safety. You know what I'm saying? You must literally run something that occupies a safety. So they're gonna run a play where we've always knew that this guy was dangerous. They run a post route right here. They run a skinny post route, and Rashid Shaheed, who is just a walking. He's a known fast. He should have been at the top of the scouting report. It should have been known this, and we understand this. So I'm running a play right here. I'm gonna just show you. First of all, cornerback gets hands on Rashid Shaheed. Where are the eyes of your safeties? They are in the backfield because they're in zone. Okay, let's see what they do. Right now, Rashid Shaheed should be in a peripheral. Malik Hooker should be now. His eyes should not be in the backfield anymore, and understand that this guy is now a threat. Okay, we have successfully pushed him up to you. Okay, I told you like before, the Diggs is in man. Pay attention to Donovan Wilson. Okay, look at Rashid Shaheed. We're still in a back pedal. Now look at our hips. The ball's in the air. Let me back it up, because I did not like as the support safety for Donovan Wilson, and we understand that they're gonna go deep. Look at the angle that Donovan Wilson takes. Why is his why did he take that little flat motion here when a receiver is trying to occupy or threaten you deep? Why did you take that flat motion there? I have questions about that. Now, Malik Hooker looks like he's in position, but now it's up to the other safety and Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson is just not fast enough anymore. He's just not fast enough anymore, and they get walk past. Absolutely walk past. The dude, this guy, skinny, Look, he was close to the line of scrimmage and completely gets Malik Hooker turned around, and Donovan Wilson just never had a shot. He's looking back. He just doesn't seem athletic enough. But we have him playing the deep half for some reason. So after even showing that example, I wanted to show another example of Malik Hooker actually doing it right here. So he is the deep man on the line of scrimmage here. He is right now. We're in this cover three. We're in cover three. And Malik Hooker. I mean, not Malik. Yeah, Malik Hooker has his deep third. Now notice how he takes on this seam. I thought he did it perfectly. He stays over the top. Takes a great route. Okay. Diggs has the underneath coverage. You stay over the top. This ball is overthrown, but I think he's in better position. That's just night and day for what I just showed you with the Saints game. Now take a look at this play right here. Same season, erratic play. I just showed you again of a plus of Malik Hooker. Okay. Now look at this play right here. This is when we played the Detroit Lions and they were beginning to gain on us. We're late to get up and set up where we're at. And they're attacking us. Look where his eyes is. His eyes is towards the backfield, looking at the quarterback. But look, he needs to be paying attention to what's going over here. Reading number 3 to number 2, number 1. He needs to be paying attention to what this over here. I understand he's reading the quarterback. Good. Now you have a clear threat. Jamison Williams has broken through. Look where his eyes at. Look where Jamison Williams is. And look where his eyes is at. His eyes is still on Goff. And Goff is getting ready to launch. And look, he's still flat-footed in his back pedal. Doesn't see it. Late in it. And sure, people will blame Trayvon Diggs here. But I think people don't understand what's the point of the safety being over top. Him having a deep third. He's supposed to be there. He's supposed to be there. You can tell he's late in his responsibility right here. And we see this lapse over and over again. And it comes up even in the present day. Let's see if y'all remember this play last year. Here he is as the deep man, okay? And this was when Malik Hooker, pay attention to Malik Hooker, who has the alley, okay? He has this alley right here. Even though you're in coverage, you also have run fit responsibilities here. And he gets caught again off balance. I don't know what he's doing right here. He's doing a signal right here. Look, pay attention to him. A signal right here. He's just being casual. The read option has happened. What is he doing right here? He thinking the play is over. The play is not over. That's on him. That's an extra 15 to 20, 30 yard runs because he's celebrating early. That's somebody with a mentality that's not that's somebody who's thinking somebody else is going to make a play. That's the wrong mentality, especially to have on the roof. Y'all pay attention to the small things right here. Like I showed you a little clip before in the soliloquy of how we used to call Donald the hitman, man. Look at this right here. This is small things I noticed in his game that's changed. And I know that shows he's not the same player, right? I mean, right? Miscommunication a little bit. Gets lined up. Sure. Okay, but just pay attention to right here. Runs a little quick. They run a little quick curl right here, right? He uses safety right here. He has a clean shot. What is he going to do? I believe, look what he did again. Completely whiffs. And I believe he could have had the interception right here because this guy bobbled the ball. Like if y'all remember, he bobbled the ball. He could have had an interception right here, but I think he's closing his eyes on the hit right here. And that's something we never used to see Donald do before. Like this is current day. This is just happening in the Giants game. So like I said, I showed you a baseline. Here we go again. This is a very similar play concept. I showed you the Saints game, and the same play just happened this past Sunday. Did we play the Saints on week 2 last year as well? Look at this play again. Split safety. Look, this time they're actually wide. They're covering, you know what I'm saying? But the Reddy Stewart is pushing this guy to the safety. Understand what he's doing in coverages. Like in order to maintain, we know there's gaps in coverages, but we get hands on the guy, not illegal contact, but we're pushing him to the safety. What is the safety looking at right now? I understand he's covering this deep half. He gotta understand what is the threat. Like even if Russell Wilson completes this ball, I want you reacting sooner than this. Very much so sooner than this. This is a late reaction for somebody who's on the roof. Yet again, another big play given up on our free safety. Look at the middle of the field. Brady Stewart is pushing once again. We're still in the drop. Still respecting, okay? Hole shot. It's kind of on Sanborn too, because I think we're running some type of Tampa too, because the middle linebacker is meant to cover this deep. And honestly, this is a personnel issue. I don't know why Sanborn is in the game, but we're just showing the safeties and how much, like, look at the tendency being grown, like, over time. You look at the tendency being grown now that, like, Russell has found out the roof of this defense is pretty weak, man. Here's the egregious play that we had. Remember Donovan Wilson? They blame this is the type of stuff that, cornerbacks hate right here. Right now, this is a clear, and keep in mind, this is a clear cover two. It's a cover two. It's cover two. Look at it. You can tell split high safeties. These corners are just playing off. They're playing off. How I know it's cover two is watch what Diggs does. He's going to be playing the sideline. So he's going to allow Neighbors to get an inside release. Now, that's one of the rules of cover two. Like, we're forcing him to the safety because we know we should have help over the top. What happens right here? Pay close attention to what Donovan Wilson does. This is very egregious. Like I said, remember last time, that's our cover two. The field corner is going to press up, and look at the boundary corner is playing off. This is a cover two look. Look, what does Diggs do? What I said. Forces the inside release. Free inside release. We should be pushing it to the safety, right? Pay attention to Donovan Wilson. Has Donovan Wilson gotten his drop yet? What is Donovan Wilson looking at? The quarterback. Where is he drifting to? He's drifting across the field. He should this half. He's not even getting to his responsibility. He has this half. Why are we drifting over here? I think he has eyes and think it's a post route coming when he should really be focusing on what his responsibility is taking care of this half, because right now, like, it's open. But, like, Diggs is allowing the inside release because he thinks help is over the top, but the help is drifting away. Why is the help drifting away? And look at that. He gets flat-footed. And look, oh shit. Yeah, that was an oh shit turnaround. That's because he's supposed to be. He's the deep half of the. He's the deep half. He has the deep half. He has the deep half. Look what Hooker is doing. Hooker's getting deep in his drop. This is not cover three. This is not a cover three. This is a cover two. That is cover two. He's flat-footed. What is he seeing? He's in the wrong responsibility. Look, just take a. Even if he was like, people think he's right there. If he was, look where he ends up in his zone. Him and Sanborn are clashing. That's Sanborn. Like this is clashing. Who has all this? You think Hooker on the right hash, which is the hash, has all of this? No, he has this deep half, and he is nowhere to be found. This is that was, and look, I already saw PFF already making grades and stuff like that, giving these yards that Diggs gave up. But people don't understand coverages, man. That's on Malik Hooker. Once again, safeties, miscommunication. They're never on their responsibilities. These two guys, we have rock and roll the safeties, which means we have switched responsibilities. Malik Hooker is up and Dono is back, which is big no. Flus, don't ever do this bull s again. You feel me? Don't ever do this again. Right now, I know that this is look at what's happening. They're communicating. Diggs is communicating right here. They have a trips look right here, or a wide tray look right here. They're trying to get Brady Stewart is in this position, but we got the safeties up right here. What are we doing right here? Okay, so Diggs look like he has a deep third, but I'm confused. What is Malik Hooker doing? Because he's gonna end up clashing in zones again. Once again, I don't think your free safety is getting enough depth. Look at the movement he's doing. His eye, he's too glued in. And there he is, one of those oh shit turns again. And this is for game. This is for the game. This is 4th and 4. So this is how I know this, what he was thinking. He was thinking something's going to be coming underneath to the sticks when he needs to be getting back as the free safety. That play was just wide open. Even the scissors concept, what they had with this guy over here, it was just wide open. This play, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, huge miscommunication. We're just not all aligned into the safety group, man. And it's pretty ridiculous, man. And of course, for the cherry on top, one of the last plays of the game, just note once again, cover too high. Look at the route. Just pay attention to the route that Donovan Wilson is running, man. Look at this man is in a full sprint. Look at the flat angle he's taking. This is absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. And when people are going to blame Elam, even though Elam could have been a better position here, but he's supposed to have help over the top. Look at what's happening on the roof. Look what's happening on the roof. Ridiculous. So look, that was the breakdown. You can't have a house without a roof. You can't have a defense without a roof. The first thing that a great quarterback comes to the line to do is look at the roof and analyze what is happening, because that tells it everything. And if they're going to test it or not. Russell Wilson looked at our roof and said he tested it all night, and now a tendency has been formed. It is on film now. Okay, so we have to make big changes. I recommend fully benching at least Donovan Wilson. I think Malik Hooker should be also considered as well. If you don't want to fully bench them, their snap count, they need to be on the snap count now. We need to somehow rotate in Marquise Bell and Malik Hooker. I think we've been prioritizing the vet for too long, and we need to start prioritizing just activity. I need more activity on the roof. I need more athleticism on the roof. So can we get that, please? Thank you guys for making this far in the video. Make sure to like and subscribe the video, hype the video. Until next time, peace.